Hey everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers and a special guest that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. Right below me is my brother, Josh. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing great now that I'm blinded on my right side.
That's right. Josh is better lighted for those that are watching the video. You can see Josh's face lit perfectly for the first time in Smashing Game Time history. But hey, if you're also watching the video, you'll see that we have a special guest. That's right. We have Eric from Gaming News Weekly, GNW for short. Also from the First Eps the First Eps Podcast, where they watch first episodes of streaming shows.
Nailed it.
Eric, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. This is exciting. So yeah, I host two podcasts. I never get to be the guest. So I don't have to do anything. There's no preparation. I'm just here to just like drink beer and just mess around. It's great.
It is so much fun. Jake will be able to tell you, and then Josh on some days will be able to tell you that basically being a guest on a podcast, like you go in, you just chilling. The few times I've gotten to do it, like, was the most relaxed I've ever been behind the microphone. I wasn't sitting there like, okay, we got to click the audio. No, I was just sitting there like, hey man, let's talk some shit.
Yes. It's nice.
Hey everybody, we've got a fun episode here for you today. We're going to talk some games. We're going to talk some gaming news. Actually, it's a pretty heavy news day, so that'll be exciting. And then we'll all talk our 2023 to-do list heading into the end of the year. We've all got games we got to play before 2024 gets here and before Game of the Year gets here. So we'll share what we want to get in before all those, oh my God, Game of the Year deadlines. But before we do that, as always, some housekeeping up top. We are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. They are all awesome. You can find Smashing Game Time wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. It's not called Anchor anymore. I believe it's called Spotify Podcast. Go over there and check us out. We're also on Overcast. I think we're on Podbean. Podbean, maybe. I think we're on there. Someone go look and tell me. Let me know. Also, we're on YouTube. You can watch our beautiful faces. If you're watching video right now, you'll see Eric's beautiful red beard. Oh my God. No contrast needed on the camera. That thing is amazing. Go look at it on YouTube. But hey, you know what? Also, fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. That's right. We don't fuck with that algorithm shit. I don't want your stars. I don't want your reviews. I want you to tell your friends you either love or hate this show, so they'll come and listen to it. Word of mouth is king here at Smashing Game Time. I am running out of wind, so I'm going to pass it off. Josh, what have you been up to?
Oh man, honestly, I've been trying to finish my 2023 gaming to-do list. Mainly been heavily playing Dead Space. I'm doing the impossible difficulty right now. And for those who aren't aware, the impossible difficulty is you have one save file and one life. Once you die, you have to basically either restart or switch it immediately to hard mode. So I'm on chapter 5. It's not hard yet, but I know once I get to chapter 7, I'll start regretting my choices and I'll probably cry when I die.
That sounds awful.
It is, but Nick will vouch for me. I am a very avid completionist.
Okay.
When I was heavily into Microsoft, when I was playing Xbox heavily, I had a gamer score of 150 plus thousand.
He likes to tote that a lot. He's gonna if you're ever back on here, you're gonna hear about it again.
You'll hear it at least twice.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. See where it is. I want to hear what it is for a year from now. Maybe bring me back a year from now. Let's see where it's at.
That is far more impressive compared to like my Steam blue ribbons or my platinum trophies on PlayStation. I think I have 3 blue ribbon completions in Steam, and I only have, I think it's 3. Yeah,
that seems low, but I guess you don't play a lot of indie games, so I imagine that's why it's so low, because you're playing all these heavy
hitters. And there's
hitters.
A bunch of games, like I'm only missing like 1 or 2 achievements. I've just been so lazy to go back and do it. There's literally one game that'll take me 10 minutes to do it, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do it.
I also get that, though. I get that, though, because I have one achievement I didn't get on Solaris. Or not Solaris, I'm sorry. What was that Mars game that I played that was very janky?
There's a lot of Mars games that we've played that I can't remember.
It was the one that was very well voice acted, and it had like Troy Baker playing a bad guy. I realize I am saying like every video game Troy
it's
Baker's been in.
the one with the bad lighting and stuff.
Yeah, it was very jittery, but it had one
can't
achievement
wait.
left, and there was part of me that was like, I have to go back and finish it, and I finally uninstalled it. I was like, I'm not doing it.
Smart. Yeah. Yeah. Gets to a point. I mean, like you say, you got a to-do list. And then like now like that's really gonna cut into your list. Now I'm assuming that is a to get the full achievements then, the impossible mode, or are you just doing that for fun?
Nope. You have to beat it in the
Okay.
impossible mode. So
Gotcha.
And the funny part is I don't actually own it. I'm using my local library to borrow
Oh
it.
shit.
And I only have 1 more month left to do it. So I'm like, it's crunch time. I gotta do that and Armored Core 6.
Josh, I'm very concerned because as a gaming podcaster and your brother, this is a series you could have been streaming on our channel, and instead you're doing it in the privacy of your basement. Like you're ashamed of your shit, ashamed of yourself.
I'm definitely not ashamed of myself.
Well, you
It's
could have
just
been
my
streaming
office.
it, Josh. You could have been streaming it, damn it.
I'd
We
watch
can
it.
still be streaming it. That's fine. I'm like only on chapter 5, but that's only the beginning of the game.
You just got to start over.
You got to restart though. Yeah, definitely have to restart. I want to see it from the beginning.
I don't know about that.
Hold him to it. Hold him to it.
Maybe I'll accidentally die.
Oh no! Now I have to
no.
stream it. Do that.
Darn.
Make that the thing. If you die, then you have to stream it.
Okay, well I'm gonna make it my best not to die.
All right, there you go. Hey, don't suck.
Yeah, easier said than done. So, and then on top of that, while I have my free time in between everything that goes on in my daily life, I've been still working through Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'm on the island, Nick, on Professional.
So I know you've been working your way through it. Are the castle and island any better in remake than they were in the original? 'Cause I know that's where the game starts to kind of fall off in the original, at least.
I think the island is definitely better. Let's face it, once you got into the island, it jumped to shark.
Yeah,
In the original.
because it went very military heavy. It was like, oh, all these zombie guys are shooting me with bazookas. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, and it's in a sense it's still the same thing, but it's also just better. Like it to me, the island doesn't seem as like a huge focal point as like the castle or the village. So
Okay.
I think it's just more just like at the tail end of the game. Like, okay, here you go. We're gonna quickly go through this.
I know I've watched the final boss fight, like a comparison video, and it does look a lot better. That
Oh yeah,
and,
no, it's
that and the Salazar fight also look better as well. Like just more running around, less just standing in a stationary spot, shooting and praying.
yeah, not as easy to cheese. Because I mean, I can sit here and play Resident Evil 4 on Professional and probably knock it out within only like 3 or 4 hours, no problem. Maybe one death, just because there'll be one instant. But I feel like with the remake, I've had to constantly restart and rethink everything that I'm doing and change up my tactics. And I honestly just really want to finish it just so I can finally do separate ways.
Yeah, we've been waiting for you to get to separate ways so we can slide that into the SEO slider, but you're just being selfish over here and not like beating the game.
In my defense, Jake has copies of my games, and when we were talking about it, he could have easily done it too.
Oh, okay, you guys are Steam sharing. That's right. So I don't have
I
all
can
the
Steam
games.
share with you, Nick. So,
Can you do it with multiple people?
Yeah.
Well-
You just obviously whenever someone's using your library, you can't play your games.
So how's that work if we both have the game? Is Steam
we
like
both can. No, it's still fine. It'll let you both play it. Like you can still both play it. It's if I have a game that you don't have and you start playing it,
okay?
I can technically kick you off at any time. It'll tell you to like you have like 5 minutes to save.
Okay.
But if you have, and it's the same thing if I play a game that you only have.
That's oddly intuitive for Steam. I like that.
And I'm sure there's ways around that, but I'm not that tech savvy.
So all this time you're spending on these horror games, Josh, I don't think you played any Spider-Man 2 from the sounds of it.
I turned it on for 5 minutes the other day just because I keep seeing videos of people trying to spoil it, and I'm like, I gotta finish it. And then the dog got sick, and then I had to go upstairs to take care of the dog, and I was too tired then to go back and play.
So I won't spoil anything. And Eric, I've said on the show previously that I like to browse Kotaku in action because they're the most toxic people on the internet. And I kind of want to see what they're talking about just to like be like, oh, these fucking people. They were all getting mad that Spider-Man 3 is apparently going to be a Miles Morales story.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, but they would probably get mad if it was anything else as well, because that's what they do. They
Yeah.
get mad at things.
I mean, they're the equivalent of the people who were complaining about Mary Jane. She doesn't look the same. She looks like a man.
Stupid.
Clearly, you've never been with a woman before.
Yeah.
Someone was like, Mary Jane looks like Eric from Gaming News Weekly.
I wish.
They all act like it's the ugliest woman they've ever seen. But if someone like that Mary Jane talked to them, they'd like just be,
Yeah.
all messing their shorts. But since they're
Exactly.
angry on the internet. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
ridiculous.
we need to eventually do a segment where we just make fun of Kotaku in action and just spread the love that subreddit has. Oh god. Josh, anything else before we pass it off to Eric?
No, let's go and pass it off to Eric because I'm more curious to see what everybody else has been playing.
Eric's like, why did I agree to be on this show?
Yeah. No, I was playing Spider-Man 2. I'm not very far. But I'm trying. I'm trying my best, dude, because again, yeah, I don't want spoilers either. But I don't have time. I'm playing too many damn games. And so I have a 5-year-old and he's very into video games. So I can play. So, if I'm home, he's usually using the Xbox or the PlayStation. And he's the one game that's been playing constantly this week. He just discovered Roblox. Have you guys ever messed with Roblox?
I have dabbled a bit in the past.
Oh yeah, we've played
Oh
with
my
it.
god. It's literally just like drugs for tiny people, because it is like he's like, I need these Robux. I'm like, dude, you're not getting any of these Robux because you want to like a jetpack to jump higher in some stupid thing. It's like all like people just make these like crappy games that are like really colorful, and I'm like, I don't get this. But yeah, that's been playing nonstop in my house. So like that goes on from like for the whole day. And then like, my wife and I will eat dinner, we'll watch some television. And then from like 10 o'clock until I fall asleep is when I get to game. And dude, I have so many games in my backlog that like, I'm trying. I'll be literally playing and I'll like doze off, I'm a little old, I can't be staying up this late, but yeah. Spider-Man 2, I'm working on it.
So what I'm hearing is our third segment is perfect for you. We picked the perfect
Oh
guest
my-
for
dude,
the third segment.
Literally every game is in the third segment. I have a problem about like finishing things. Like it's I just never, it's very rare that I will finish a game. I got a Steam Deck this year in hopes that I would like, go through my backlog a little bit better. And no, I'm introduced to PC gaming and all like the great indie games on there. And I have I have 180 games in my Steam library. Then I just got my Steam Deck like this year. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
I can relate.
If you're looking to pull the 5-year-old away from Roblox, you mentioned you listened to some old episodes, but you might not have heard me pitch this. And Josh already knows what game I'm going to pitch.
I do.
Little Gator game is very much like Breath of the Wild, but it's a cute little cartoon gator. He's trying to gather his friends to like play nights on an island so he can convince his older sister, who is working on college homework, to stop working on homework and play with them. And it's just a fun little game. Takes about 3 or 4 hours to beat. But it's so much like a sandbox. Like you have these different powers. Like you can get a bubble gum, like a piece of bubble gum that like you spit. I mean, you blow a bubble and you like can float through the map. But then you can also turn on a thing that makes you a rag doll. And you can just experiment with things like that. It's so much fun.
Nice.
It was a game I stumbled upon like this time last year, and I was like, "Oh no, this is amazing!" And I'm going to shout it into the mountains, like, "Hey, everybody, play Little Gator game." So if you're looking to get the Roblox, if you're looking to cut clean from the Roblox, maybe try something like that.
Yeah. He's the thing that he likes about Roblox is that in the game, like it's just like hundreds of other games, and he's like, I could try this one, now I could try this one, and like that's his thing, It's like trying new games. So yeah, if I put like a real game on in front of him, like he's gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is much better. I hope. We'll see. I don't know how his tastes are. we'll see.
It kind of sounds like TikTok, where it's like, okay, I like this video. What else you got? What else you got? What else you got?
Yes.
Like having so many choices and not like being weighed down by something. But I feel like, and I realize this as the older I get, like I need something that I can, oh, hey, like this is the show I like. This is what I want to come back to. I don't want to keep bouncing around between things, right. Even though we've never had more options.
Yeah, it gives me anxiety. There's too many things. And then like I'm trying to I got like a couple of review copies of games and I'm trying to like play them and I'm not enjoying myself, but I feel like I have to do my due diligence. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, you ever hear of these games? It's called Achilles, The Legends Untold. You ever hear of this game?
No, I was actually getting ready to ask you what that one was, because that was one of the two from your list where I was like, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that is it's like I was really excited. It's about Achilles, like Achilles died, comes back, and it's like this it looks like Diablo-esque, the way it's like kind of above, and then it's like this fighter and it's like a Souls-like. So I'm like, these are amazing things. I'm really excited. And then like the first like few hours, you just hit 2 buttons, and then it's all about parrying and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is too much. Like as I got going a little bit more, and it's starting to like be more exciting because I'm doing more. But like it was a rough few first hours, especially when like Spider-Man 2 is like sitting there, waiting for me, which is a fantastic game, or Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm like, trying to get through. And I'm playing this Achilles game. Or then the other game, The Invincible. Was this the other one you're unfamiliar with?
Yes, and actually I'm looking at Achilles right now, and they've got the brown and gray filter on it that the old 360 games used to have. I was looking at it, my eyes like just started to like water up, like not again.
Yes, dude, exactly. Yes.
The Invincible.
But yeah, then the other game is very different. It's like a walking simulator. It's like a like hard sci-fi. It's based on a novel by Stanislaw Lem, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna be awesome. And it looks beautiful, and it is so boring. Like it is the most walking simulator I've ever played. Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna read the book of that one and not play the game anymore.
I've never, you know what? You don't often hear I'd rather read the book than play the game. You never hear
exactly.
It. That'd be like if Josh came up to me and was like, you know those Metro 2033 games I'm always talking about. I think you're just better off reading the book, guys.
The books are good though.
I know. I'm just saying that it's like if the book was better than the games.
Yeah, exactly. You ever play The Witcher? No, I read the book.
I read the book.
That's all I need.
That's all I need. I don't need the show.
I mean, think about it. Everything that has a book. Let me rephrase that. 80% of the games that are in book form or come from book form, the books are better anyway because it explains so much more. Prime example: the Resident Evil books from the 90s.
Oh God! You know
there
what?
Were books.
I'll meet you.
They made books on them.
I'll meet you in the middle and say Splinter Cell Conviction was a really good book.
That was a good book too.
My favorite book is Super Mario 3. That's not a real book.
Okay, I was about to say, did they really do that? I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you mean the Prima guide?
Oh yeah, no, it was a fantastic guide.
So then I see 2 more on here that thankfully aren't Achilles, Legends Untold, and The Invincible.
Yeah.
Are you still, because I need to, this other one's actually on my to-do list. Are you still slugging through, and I say slugging like it's a bad thing, Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah. So that's like, I mean, we're going to get to it, but that's like the game that's on my, like, I want to, I'm not going to finish it before the end of the year, but I want to get further into the game. I want to at least get to Act 3, which I'm not there yet. So, yeah. It's, so my problem was I had carpal tunnel surgery and I couldn't play video games for like a while. Mm-hmm. And I just went back to it the other day and I'm like, I don't remember how to do this. Like I stopped playing it for like a month. And they looked like they added a bunch of stuff and changed some stuff too on top of me, like not having the muscle memory to like remember like, oh, how do you play this game again? So yeah, I'm back into that. I'm trying to finish that up. So we'll see. I'm playing that 100% on the Steam Deck, which initially I thought there would be issues once you get a little further as far as will it run, you know? And it's been good so far, and the latest patches and stuff from what I've heard have really helped that. So
I'm just not crazy. Like, I want to play that on Steam Deck. I really do. I'm just not crazy about the controller UI on it. I need to have everything at the bottom with like all my spells like nicely lined up. I can't do the wheels. The wheels drive me crazy.
Yeah, dude, I do get jealous when I see it. So I don't even have a gaming PC. I play only the Steam Deck was my first gaming PC, and I see videos of it, and I'm so jealous of the people with the with the sweet bar, man. I'm like, oh,
We're living the
it's
high
so much
life.
easier.
We're living the high life. What can I say?
You could technically just get a dock for it and mouse and keyboard that bad boy up.
Yeah, I could, but then it's the whole thing of like, so the most I play my Baldur's Gate 3 is like when my kid's playing Roblox, so you know that defeats the whole dock idea. Then I gotta wait until he's sleeping and my wife's sleeping, and by then if I try to play a turn-based game after 11 p.m., I'm gonna fall asleep.
You wake up 12 hours later and like half your
exactly,
team's dead. And you're like,
of
oh
course.
shit, that must have been a really bad turn I fell asleep on.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to getting back into it, but I'm also like, oh no, what was that save like when I finished?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, how far are you in the game?
I'm in Act 2. I forget exactly where. What's the inn? I forget what the inn is called.
Yes, yeah, like the last light in or whatever.
I'm in the last light
Something
in.
like that.
And
Yeah,
so,
that's like almost exactly where I am.
And so I'm just like, do I just restart and just like, just speed line everything and like try to save the dark elf girl by turning into a sheep or whatever it is to where you can still be good but save her. I'm like, oh, do I do all this stuff? And I'm just like, hey, you know what? We'll just play from where I am and we'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah, smart.
And then I think you and I are both playing this other one, Thirsty Suitors.
Yeah, I was gonna let you lead the charge on that one. How far are you in that game?
So I think I'm about an hour in.
Okay.
And I'm forgetting the character's name because I've been playing other stuff, so the names are all jumbled. But her mom just showed me how to cook the first thing, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not even that far. I'm not to cooking yet. I'm excited.
So did you fight the first X yet?
Yes.
Okay. So once that happened, like I was skeptical about the game because I'm not really feeling the movement in it where it's all like you're skating and you can do tricks. I'm like, okay, like, because I'm coming off of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk or whatever it's called. I'm like, okay, this feels good on here, but in this game, it just kind of feels like it's there to keep you interested between the interesting things. But then once the X pops up and you're battling him in a turn-based. And you're both dancing, and then like you thirst trap them with like. I love that all the combat stuff is like some kind of thirst trap, or you attacking their ego. And then after you beat him, like there's a little scene where like it turns out that your character has like 7 X's that are all going to try and win you back on this trip. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of Scott Pilgrim meets like a Yakuza game with a little cooking mama in it. And I think I'm here for it. I still have a good chunk to go through before I'm really okay to say like if this is something I'm into or if we can pile this up with Achilles and the Invincible.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna enjoy this more than the other one, just because this is the shit that I like in gaming. Like just like anything that's like a fever dream, and they're like, yeah, let's make that. I'm like, okay, this is what I want. And it is what it is. It's like Scott. It's like Scott Pilgrim, and it's with cooking and skateboarding. Like if you just presented it to me that way, I'm like, of course I'm gonna play this game. So yeah, we'll see how it does. The whole thing. But I like the dating aspect, and the introspection. So I feel like the story will be good. I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful. I like the characters so far. I don't like your character's inner monologue. I think she chimes in a little too much, and I'm just like
a lot. Yeah.
And I think if I remember correctly, it's your character's older sister. And so I'm like, okay, are we like hinting at like this? your older sister's your inner demon or something, or she did something to you as a kid. And I think there's a lot of like, tethered relationships, or not tethered, shattered relationships, and about rebuilding it. Because when you finish off that first act, you have the chance to, like, not completely shit on him, but like, oh, hey, like, that was kind of shit what I did to you in middle school. But then right after that, you ask him for a ride to your parents' house. So it's like,
Yes.
are you actually sorry for what happened back in that day, or are you just looking for a ride?
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, just like you, I'm still, jury is still out on that one.
Yeah. Are you playing that on Game Pass?
Actually have a review copy for it.
Nice.
Actually need to get that review in.
Get it in there.
Between traveling and being sick, I just, I've got a few things I gotta get caught up on. Let's see. What else? Oh, Slay the Princess. So I'm still playing that. I beat that a while back already, but I'm going through and seeing what else is in that game, because it's like a small game, but it has 99 achievements, and I know Josh's ears perked up at that.
You sick son of a bitch! And you want me to do it in the weekend?
Dude, get it done. And so I bring this game up again because we're actually gonna have the dev on next week, one of the devs, to talk about the game and just the process and the game going viral and the whole shebang. So that'll be exciting. What I'm saying, Josh, is we're recording 2 episodes next week.
Well, I caught that much on, but you said 99 achievements.
99 achievements, but they pop like 2 at a time sometimes, and that feels good, right? That feels good.
You're
that's
a
not
sick
nothing.
Son of a bitch.
But that's, oh my gosh, I don't want to say too much and spoil it for you, Josh, or
don't spoil
for Eric.
I'm literally going to binge it, like Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to 100% it, and then I'm going to regret my life choices.
Well, good. Then you can lead in all the questioning. Eric, I do recommend this game. I know I already recommended Little Gator Game, and you've already got a long list of things to finish, but I'm giving you one more. For the year.
I heard you talking about it last week, and I was like, yeah, that looks, it sounds good. I'm actually looking at it for the first time now, though, and it looks awesome.
I do wonder if like, because I've seen like the way a lot of people talk about it, and I wonder how many people are just a little too into the princess. The internet's gonna internet.
Rule 34.
I'm not here. Yeah. I'm not here to kink shame anybody. All I'm saying is, I saw a list on a website. This wasn't a bad website. Josh, get your mind out of the gutter. But it was ranking the different versions of a certain character. And I will say no more because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Another game that I've been playing it's one of those games where I don't intend to play it, but then I find myself laying in bed with Josh's Steam Deck, and it just so happens to be in front of me, and I'm like, well, fuck, I got to play this now, is Tetris Effect. And this game is just, kind of just wormed its way into my life, and I think we're getting pretty serious because last night I laid in bed and played 20 levels and, like, just plowed through them all, and like, I'm actually starting to, like, get more comfortable with Tetris and, like, not fuck up as much as I was when I was playing it on the road. And, yeah, things are getting pretty serious between us. This might be one of my favorite games. The use of music and just the way they reinvented a game, the way they presented Tetris, a 40-year-old game at this point almost. It's just beautiful. And it taught me to love again. And, yeah. Tetris Effect. I can't wait to play it in VR when Josh brings it over.
Am I ever going to give my Steam Deck back?
Yeah, I'm going to give it. You can either, I'll either bring it to you tomorrow or you can come get it next week. Whatever.
I'll just get it next week at this point.
I figured you were busy playing Dead Space, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Yeah, but you gotta realize I take that bad boy to work. I have an hour at lunch, and I can crunch out some stuff with it.
Well, I wish you would have said something. I'll bring it back.
No, it's okay. I'll grab it on Tuesday. It's not a big deal.
Okay. I feel like you're trying to guilt trip me.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me kind of wants to just give the ROG Ally a try.
Which one is that?
That's the Asus one. It's got the 1080p screen, white.
I hear that Asus one's not good. I've seen some reviews for it that was like, this thing's kind of
I've been reading the specs on it and the in-depth reviewers on Reddit. Thank you for your sacrifices for going through it all.
Thank you,
they've
Reddit.
done it, and they're giving it some pretty good reviews. That and it's Windows based, so you don't have to worry about any anti-cheats being thrown off, and you can get not only Steam, but you can also do all the other ones, GOG, Epic. I know you can technically do Epic on Steam Deck, but you have to work around it.
Does that run Linux like the Steam Deck does, or is it?
No, it runs Windows.
It's Windows.
Windows 11.
See, I do think that's the one drawback to the Steam Deck is that you have to you have to do some backdooring to get into, like, if you want to play Fortnite like I do, which if you could teach me how to do that, by the way.
For a Steam Deck that you're not even going to get back anytime soon.
Correct.
You're not getting your Steam back, dude. I don't know.
Nick,
You're
I'll
not
sell
picking
it to
this
you
up.
for a good price.
Listen, he's sleeping with it.
He's banging out 20 levels at a time with it.
Yes.
I was baby talking Tetris. I was like, fucking Tetris. What? I was getting so into it.
Trackpad.
Yeah.
I was getting so into it.
I got a long flat block for you.
I was getting so annoying. I was like, Lane was, my wife was in bed next to me and I'm playing it. And I was like, it's me versus these blocks right now. I got it. I was just like, and I had an out of body experience where I was like, did I just say that? What is wrong with you, man? She's going to leave you if you keep this up.
Dude, she's got the divorce papers in the nightstand. She's ready to go.
Her signature just looks like Tetris blocks to me. Was it Dempsey last week or somebody else that was like, yeah, some people play Tetris enough they see the pieces falling in their sleep?
That was Dempsey.
Was that Dempsey? I'm still not singing my sleep. But my wife has said that you've been having a lot more nightmares lately.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if that's related or not. Other than games, it's been a busy week. I've been doing a lot of writing. I'm working on an outline for a new script. Working on an outline for a rewrite on a script just to make sure that all the changes are going through. It's been kind of weird. Having gotten the manager, because I'm coming from a background where I was writing everything I wanted to write whenever I wanted to and didn't really have anyone to answer to. And now it's like, oh no, I have this guy who I'm in cahoots with. And I kind of have to talk stuff out with people. So that's been really weird. So I think the podcast has been a good release where it's like, oh no, we're the bosses of this one. We're fucking running the show here. Yeah. So that has been really nice. And still working on the website. I was looking at another website that I'm taking inspiration from, and those guys know way more than me about building a website. And that website looks like dog shit. So I'm like, okay. We're in good company. We're in good company. We're going to build this website, and I'm hoping to have it up by Thanksgiving. Fingers crossed. It's just in time for Game of the Year and getting people to submit their Game of the Years if that's something they want to do. Oh, I'm going to take when winter break gets here, I'm going to take a big old nap and just sleep. And you guys won't see me for like 3 weeks. It'll be after Game of the Year, Josh.
You're definitely not getting your Steam Deck back.
No, I'm never getting it back.
It's not
I'll
happening.
send Nick the bill, and I'll go buy me the ROG Ally tomorrow at lunch.
I'll tell you what I'm holding out for. I'm holding out for getting into my first writer's room or selling a script, and that's gonna be I've guaranteed myself 3 gifts. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a record player. Oh, I'm gonna get a Steam Deck. I keep putting off big purchases because I'm like, no, that's gonna be my reward. So what I'm saying is, when I eventually make that money, it's all gonna be gone because I just keep rewarding myself shit I don't need. We'll get there. But Josh, I'm holding out for Steam Deck 2 anyway. I don't want your Steam Deck 1. But that's what I've been up to. And guys, thank you for sharing what you've been up to. It sounds like we've already got a lot on our plates, but we'll have more to talk about here in a little bit. Josh, you ready to get some news?
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's do it.
First off, the game addiction lawsuit.
Okay, so is this a new?
This.
I was reading this. This is. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically there was a complaint filed on October 30th in Arkansas that basically just names every single AAA company you can think of. Microsoft, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, Epic Games, Sony's thrown in there at some point with a couple of their things. I mean, literally every single company you can think of is just thrown in this lawsuit. And essentially it runs down to, so remember a few years back when we had the whole loot cases scenario where they're being, all the companies are being sued for it because they're like, hey, you're gambling basically.
Mm-hmm.
So basically think the same exact thing, but with children.
See, and this one is not even about like the loot boxes though. This
No.
one is literally just about, hey, my asshole kid is addicted to playing video games and I don't want to do anything about it. So I'm going to sue all these billion-dollar companies. Dude, this article the more I read about it, the more like annoyed and mad I got.
So I agree 100%. The parents are clearly lazy and they're looking for an easy payday. But at the same time, I mean, and just as an example, I don't mean to throw your kid underneath the bus. Your kid's addicted to Roblox.
Dude, games are addicting. Absolutely. So anything good is addicting. But you have to know when to be like, okay, my kid who plays this game for 13 hours a day, he's homeschooled because he can't go to school anymore. He spends $350 a month on video games. Where does this 13-year-old get $350 a month? Oh, me, the parent, is giving this kid money to buy these games. And it's sad. It's a very sad thing. He's overweight. He has no friends. He's addicted to video games. Sure, it's not the video game maker's fault.
No. And did you see you sounds like you read the list. Did you see some of the games he's playing? He's like playing Rainbow Six. He's playing all these games that are clearly M-rated. And it's like, dude, they tell you, if you have the kid with you, they tell you that at the store before they sound like, hey, you rated M, like there's violence, there's gore. That to me, that is what they're doing to their kid is the equivalent of the parents who are like, oh, Grand Theft Auto, my kid's gonna be beating up hookers and killing cops. No, they're not. They have to have an adult to buy that game. If you're dumb enough to buy it, you are the problem, not the company.
That's a Tuesday night for Josh. You guys are skimming over the biggest issue here. This lovely article from Game Industry Biz by James Batchelor, editor-in-chief. Ooh, big man. The issue is this poor fucking kid lives in Arkansas. Poor bastard. Poor fucking
true.
Bastard.
I mean, what else is there to do than play? He doesn't want to farm. I get it. Like, play some video games, sure. But, like, don't blame other people because your kid doesn't want to go in the farm.
Identified only as GD. GD, you want to go watch the Razorbacks play football? No, Mom, I'm playing Fortnite OG. Get the fuck out of my room.
Yes. Well, that was another thing. Like, she said, like, the mom said that her kid, like, threatens her when she tries to take his video games away. And I'm like, dude, my 5-year-old threatens me. Yeah, but I'm like, okay, shut up. I'm your parent. Like,
How old is this kid? 13? Teenagers are kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
The other thing I saw on here, the way this was, I don't know if this is the way this is worded. The suit, let's see. It was about the parents. Where is it? I think I just had it. According to the filing, GD is a 13-year-old, plays 12 to 14 hours video games. Oh, no, here it is. The plaintiff, an Arkansas mother, filed the suit on behalf of her child and her husband. So the husband is just as bad as the dad.
And then if you read right below that, he's playing 12 to 14 hours per day.
Yeah, that's... Mom,
what is this kid doing?
Maybe mom's, maybe this is a very hardworking mom. She's working 2 jobs. She's trying to save up for college for this kid. And dad is just at home, unemployed. He's the leader of it's this 13-year-old and his friends and his dad. And they're all playing Rainbow Six Siege together. And this dad is like the dead weight of the team. He's playing Rook. He's playing I forget my defensive Rainbow Six Siege characters or my offensive, but he's playing Ash, not because he's good with her, but because he gets creepy and looks at her all funny. The issue is the parents. As soon as I saw that the dad, like, it was on behalf of the dad as well.
I
was like, oh, this is a learned behavior from dad.
Yeah.
This isn't just the kid getting addicted. And you know what? There is some what was the lawsuit last year that Epic ended up paying out where they tricked you into I forget what those is it dark patterns or something like that. So there is a little bit of just a smidge of precedent here that the game companies kind of like have their foot on the pedal when it comes to bad shit.
Yeah, and I think that's where this lawsuit probably came from. They're like, wait a minute, Epic had to pay $500 million. Like, let me, my kid's addicted to games too. Like, where's my money?
And see, I'd like to know who actually dug into this, because the suit even says down the further bottom, there was like a couple of the patents that they talk about that they cite. And one of them specifically they bring up is the Microsoft patent that notifies players that they won't unlock an achievement in the demo or trial version of the game unless they purchase it. Like, someone who's just very educated or plays enough games had to have been a part of this. I don't think the little boy was a part of it whatsoever. Dad maybe, but somebody who just knows what they're talking about was just like, oh, you can throw that in there.
This is Arkansas, and nobody can read past the 6th grade level down there, so they're not reading those. Him or the dad.
And I'll tell you what though, if this thing takes off and it goes like a class action, I'm signing up.
Me too.
Dude, I'm addicted as an adult, and I played games as a kid.
My 1-year-old's first.
Look at how we turned out.
I'm fat. I'm depressed. I'm on medication. Let's go.
Right,
guys.
Hook it up.
If anything, we are walking, talking proof that video games are addicting. Look at us on a fucking podcast.
Exactly.
Hosting a podcast is eventually going to get labeled as some kind of sickness. Do you talk into a microphone at random times of day? Do you not make any money doing it? Do you pretend to have some semblance of expertise in something that you barely understand? You might be hosting a podcast.
Yep. We got the class action suit for that is let's get on top of that.
Let's
talk to this person's lawyer and maybe they could write us up something.
That white noise just now is us all having that sad realization.
It made me think I didn't bring enough beers out with me.
I say I need to turn around. I gotta go grab one.
I wish the mother in this story a happy life. Just move out of Arkansas. Find yourself a new partner and just get the fuck out of Arkansas. Josh, what's next?
Rockstar Games confirming GTA 6 and basically telling us that we're going to get a trailer in December.
I was really proud of you when this popped up. When I opened this, when I opened the link and I saw you already had this, I was like, look at Josh. He's on the news. He's like on top of it.
I told you. I made sure I had the latest stuff on here.
These story, like this was a hot story when he sent the link. And I was like, oh, fucking A. Josh is on the news this week.
I mean, obviously everybody's very excited. After the whole leaks, was that a year ago now? Almost 2 years ago, maybe?
It was about a year ago.
Okay. Yeah. So after the leaks, we're finally going to see our first trailer, and people are just losing their minds to the point where even websites who don't do gaming whatsoever are just like, oh, GTA 6. And it's like, oh, okay, Vanity, I didn't realize you cared.
Oh, I think this was on Deadline earlier too, and now it's been overtaken by the SAG-AFTRA strike ending. But so they're saying December. This is gonna play at the Game Awards, right?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't.
And this was leaked by the Game Awards to boost their viewer numbers, right?
Yep. They went to Rockstar, and Rockstar's like, "We got you."
Let's see. First trailer, Game Award. Oh, yep. Could potentially. Yep. See. Who is this? This is Dalton Cooper at Game Rant. Me and Dalton on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. Game's official title is still uncertain. I think they'll just call it 6. They'll keep the Roman numerals going that they started back in 4.
Oh yeah, they're not going to change it because it doesn't make any sense now. It's not like San Andreas or Vice City.
I wonder what you do, because the satirical, like GTA has always been very satirical, whether it was, when they were hitting hard on the movies back during 3, Vice City and San Andreas, or when they took a more serious approach but were like lightly hitting on movies with 4 and 5. I mean, this comedy has changed so much, so I wonder, like tone-wise, how this is going to play out.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. I'm very eager to see what it's going to be like, because you're absolutely right. Tones have changed since it been 10 years since 5 came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, they're expecting that they're gonna sell like a bajillion copies of this, so they know something. Like but yeah, I'm interested to see how the public does respond to even just the first trailer.
I'm more curious to see if this will hold the test of time, because I mean, even looking, so just an example, we've been getting Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. We just got it remastered. Obviously, we're looking at a game that was already, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, 15 years old originally.
The original Modern Warfare 3 came out in 2011.
Oh wow, I was way off. Okay, so 12 years, and it's all there. You have the story, you have the characters, you have all that material. All you have to do is make it look pretty and maybe do a couple tweaks. Well, and they dropped the ball. Well, Josh, and now I'm not saying that this. Sorry, go ahead.
This was supposed to be the off year. This was because Modern Warfare 2 came out last year. That one I think did pretty well for them, and then Activision was like, "Hey, we're going to take a break and we're just going to do like a little expansion." And then at some point that expansion became okay, we're just going to straight up make this Modern Warfare 3. And I think that was probably hey, we're getting ready to get acquired. Let's just get this out of the door. So then when the acquisition fully goes through, we've got this clean slate to start with. We've got all of our, like they'll still have whatever was supposed to come out next year, they'll have, but they wanted to have something. So I imagine maybe that was Microsoft pulling some strings behind the scenes. I don't know.
Probably.
Legally what they can do to be like, hey, you got to put out a fucking game, you fucks. Because it probably looks bad if like, a November comes and there's no Call of Duty, and then, they're looking at the finances and they're like, oh shit, this year looks a little dry compared to last year. So I think that was oh shit, we got to pump these numbers, guys. These are chump numbers. We're the Call of Duty people. We did Tony Hawk. We did Guitar Hero. They told us to stop, but we kept fucking going. We're making Modern Warfare 3. This, on the other hand, this GTA 6, they've been sitting on this. I mean, Rockstar has not put out a story-driven thing, basically a standalone story-driven thing since Red Dead Redemption 2 back in 2018. So it's been 5 years. They did like a weird little Dr. Dre story thing in GTA Online, but that was more of an online setting, not tied to the GTA 5 stories. So I think this will be fine. That said, things have changed at Rockstar as well. Rockstar apparently is a better place to work at. They're not getting run into the ground. Everybody says that they're not crunching, but I think secretly everybody is crunching. And the fact that we've already got this trailer, I imagine this game will be out this time next year, and they're going to start crunching.
I don't know. I just have a fear all these companies have gotten a little conceited, like, oh, we're the best at this, or we have the best this, and then they just get really lazy. And it ends up being like the worst that we could possibly get. That was what I was trying to get at, is you have all these great things that were made before that were really good. Mass Effect Andromeda, Modern Warfare 3. I mean, hell, even new games that were just so hyped and they just did not meet expectations for everybody. It's hard to get super excited for something, especially when expectations are so high. We have all the rumors of like, oh, it's going to be the whole entire United States. That's what GTA 6 is going to be. Obviously, they're wishing it out of their ass. But
I think you're getting people's expectations with what's actually going to be delivered a little. There's a little someone peed in your tea, Josh, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I know. That's why I said that those were obviously rumors. Someone is wanting that, but they're not going to get that because you wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster.
Well, and I'll say one more thing, and then I'll shut up because I feel like I'm talking a lot. But those other companies you mentioned, I think you mentioned like the Mass Effects of the world. You went back to the Call of Duties as well. Those companies were pumping games out left and right. They're doing their annual releases. Hey, we've got Sledgehammer. Hey, we've got what does BioShock have? BioShock and BioShock Montreal. I forget what their second studio is called, but Rockstar has their multiple studios, but we haven't had a single player come out in 5 years. And actually, I think they're still on their 5-year track, because GTA 5 was 2013, right, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
and then before that GTA 5. So yeah, I mean they're right on track. So I mean they don't rush these things out. They have a timeline that they follow. This one's going to be a little longer because of COVID, I imagine, but it's kind of like when the Steam people, Valve, when Valve puts something new out, like, yeah, they're not rushing it out. They put something out when they have something to say, or they have something new they want to put out. That's why we haven't had Half-Life 3. They're like, we don't know what to do.
Say that to CS2.
Okay, all right.
Just being honest.
The jury is still out on CS2.
Oh, dude. Okay, I'm sorry, but CS:GO was obviously it's its peak. So just throwing it out there.
I'm excited. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Yeah, I do think Josh, you have a point in that. I think people are going to be. I mean, they're going to be upset because, like, as the time goes by, yes, that expectation just grows and grows and grows. And now you're coming off of GTA 5 plus GTA Online, which is this huge game that has, been going over however many years, 10 years from the very start. So yeah, I think people are going to have extremely high expectations. And I do think a lot of people are going to be upset when it does come out. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I don't doubt that, but I do think, gamers are a fickle bunch. And it's tough.
And I'll just mention this, and then I'll stop complaining about it. But the only reason I brought up the fact that it's going to be a very hard shoe to fill, or a very big shoe to fill, is because look at everything that's come out this year. Look at Starfield. Look at Spider-Man 2. Initially, everybody praises it, right? So we get like the first couple of weeks of hype, like, oh, it's such a good game. Get it? It's a masterpiece. 10 out of 10. And then like after the hype dies, so like give it like 2 weeks. Now we're going back into the game and we're going, okay, for Spider-Man 2, for example, we're going to make a big deal about how the fruit looks in the game. We're going to go and look at every single window in the game and realize that if they copied and pasted everywhere, it doesn't match up what's going on. It's like, okay, those are such minor details that no one cares about. But all of a sudden now people are bitching about it left and right.
Josh, this is, I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is Kotaku in action.
Fanboys, dude.
There are women in my fruit never looked like this before.
Hey, when this trailer comes out and it's the female protagonist, like it was leaked, which I imagine it's still going to be. I am going to eat that day on Kotaku in action because they're all going to be losing their fucking minds. Like they're on their keyboard, their W, their O, their K, and their E's are gonna just like be rubbed off of their keyboards because they've typed that word so much. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I cannot wait. Oh my god, I love hate watching those folks. Josh, what's next?
Yeah, X or PlayStation is fine saying bye to X. They basically don't want anything to do with it anymore because of the whole. X has been obviously going downhill.
There's a lot of porn on there.
X is going to give it to you.
Yeah, X is definitely going to give it to you.
Yeah, Elon's pissed about this. I was just reading that he's going to talk with Sony and try to figure this out.
I mean, they went from, I think it said they're a $49 billion company down to $17 billion.
Yeah, there's like 14 people that work there.
How can you have so much money and just look so miserable like this fucking man? He just never looks happy.
He's the worst.
Unless
he can't pronounce his kid's name.
Isn't it like Axion or something like that?
Who knows?
This is a wonderful. Ethan Gatchigan over at Kotaku. Hey, Ethan, we're starting to get a lot of your articles over here, guy. Good on you.
This man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so I don't think this will be that big of a deal because this X was taken off of Xbox back in April. Mm-hmm. X has just kind of become a crapshoot. It's gotten to the point where I forget what word it was, but someone was commenting like, hey, I said this word and I had like 2 or 3 porn bots like immediately respond.
It's crazy.
And there was a little bit where like if you said something about Bitcoin or if you said something about NFTs, like even jokingly, like these bots would be like, hey, I can get to some Bitcoins, or hey, you want to see me stick a Bitcoin up my booty. And the bots are just all over the place on that website, and it just hasn't gotten any better. It seems like everyone that pays for a blue check mark is just like the biggest fucking idiot. Sorry if you pay for a blue check mark, Eric.
No, they're the people that pay for a blue check mark are the people that want to seem like they know what they're talking about. And now like the whole thing, all of X is just like this weird I don't know. It's just this weird soundboard with a bunch of like just assholes. Yep. It's stupid.
It blows my mind that so both consoles dedicated a button specifically for Twitter, and now they're like, okay, well, we're saying bye, and it's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, other than sharing your videos, but even then, where are you going to share it to? There's no other platform.
Well, you could do TikTok, but you'd really have to like chop and screw like not your images, but your video to like make it fit.
Well, the whole idea was to be able to just in and out like that.
Yeah, quick. You hit the button and it's bam, it's up on Twitter. And yeah, and I feel like my part of me feels like with Sony where they're like, okay, listen, we can spend the money to go in the system and change the word Twitter to X, or we could just delete the whole thing. And they're like, yeah, let's just delete the whole thing.
Yeah.
He just wants to be so liked, and it bugs the shit out of me. It's like, dude, you've got the money. Like, if you just act like a normal, decent human being, like, the people who like you will, like, just flutter to you. But you know what? I've never had $420 billion to fucking drop on Twitter, so maybe I'll never understand because I don't have a bunch of people after my monies.
Your daddy didn't buy you an emerald mine?
Not yet. Maybe so. There's a PlayStation app, right? So maybe if you can just upload it to your PlayStation app and then like have your computer, and then you just hop over to your computer or your phone and then share it from there.
Just made it so much more complicated for somebody who like only has a console and only wants to just really quickly share something.
And that's a damn shame because I do have a few friends on X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it these days, that like will be playing a new game and they'll share like a screenshot and I'll be like, oh, that's fucking beautiful. And I did it back when I played Last of Us Part 2. Like, I had that feature. And it's like, this is cool. I can share Joel getting bludgeoned over here with all my friends on Twitter. Spoilers for those who haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, a 3-year-old game at this point. Another contentious game for everybody on the internet. But, I mean, this will... everything that has something like this will eventually drop it. And then, I don't think Blue Sky or Threads will ever take its place. I think the future of social media is something a little less centralized on the person and more centralized on the location. So, I mean, if you think of like subreddits for like cities, something like that, but less strings attached. You don't have to, and maybe I'm already describing a website. This sounds like maybe it was like Yik Yak at one point, but Yik Yak was a really great concept until someone with too much money bought it and just fucking wanted to run it into the ground.
Or the Nextdoor app. Are you talking about the Nextdoor app where it's just like a bunch of old ladies like talking about their packages being stolen?
Somebody stole my intimate package. If you could kindly return it. I know you're on this website, you young whippersnapper.
Yes. I need someone to reach something up high for me. Is anybody in my neighborhood? Call me.
We need something cool. We need the college kids, if you can hear me. What's the cool thing? Just a few old guys asking. We want to know what the cool thing is.
Yeah.
And if you say TikTok, I'm going to say you're a liar.
I don't think there really is a cool thing right now.
No. I've been seeing that like with the youth. With the youths,
the youths.
Social media has been not as big a thing lately, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah,
no, they're too busy fighting corporate greed.
Good for them. Look at them go. Get it. No, that one site I really like is the one where you don't get to choose when you post. It just like pings you and it's like, hey, post a picture right now. And like it's basically like I think it's called In the Moment or something like that. It's been around for a few years now, but every time I've heard about it, I'm like, that's cool. I wonder if it's still around.
I never heard about it. I'm gonna check it out.
I forget the exact name, but I always thought that was a cool concept. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna post whenever like your highlights, and that's always been something that's been pitched to us about social media. And so just having that site where like you could be You could just have barfed on yourself, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I guess I gotta
Yeah.
take this picture now."
All my pictures would just be from me sitting on the toilet. So
It's you.
sign up, baby.
It's you in your 10th hour of watching your son play Roblox.
Ugh, don't even.
I'm sorry. We'll get you on that class action suit. Don't you worry.
Mhm.
Josh, what's next?
Not so much gaming, but it kind of sort of. Let's just get into it. Nintendo making the live action Zelda movie.
This is from Tyler Wilde at PC Gamer, which I didn't know they were covering Nintendo at PC Gamer. You guys are really broadening your horizons over
Hey,
there.
I know what I was just trying to be at least, they wouldn't have all Kotaku or all, because you get mad at me when I do the same group and it's like I can't help it. I go for the one that doesn't sound like a complete douche.
Josh, this isn't on you. This isn't a you thing. This is a PC Gamer thing.
I know, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to diversify.
Uh,
Nintendo basically saying, yeah, we're going to go ahead and adapt a movie, but we're going to go ahead and shuffle over more than 50% so no one can have creativity over our IP.
And the other 50% is coming from Sony.
Yeah. And the biggest meme I've seen that cracks me up is just constantly, please don't be Tom Holland.
Tom Holland or Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
Oh, I want Mark Wahlberg.
Only if they do the Nintendo 64 Link screaming.
Give me Mike Myers.
That would be good.
Do I? I'm not even going to try to do it.
Yeah. Do it.
No, so my serious casting was, have you guys seen The Righteous Gemstones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who plays Keith. If you shave his beard off, he's got the perfect set of locks. He'd play a great older Link.
I guess it just depends on what direction they're going for. Are we going for like a younger Link? Are we going for like Breath of the Wild, like veteran Link? Like what type of edit? And I'm assuming it's going to be Breath of the Wild into some aspect, because obviously that led to huge success. I just wonder though what they're thinking.
I think it'll be, part of me is like, you know what? Maybe they'll do like a Majora's Mask, but that's just a Majora's Mask stand in me that's like wishing for that.
No, I think Skyward Sword. You're going to start at the beginning. If you're going to do that, that's the start. That is technically the start.
Yeah, but
That
do
is
you
the
want to
start of the timeline.
Do you want everyone's eyes? We don't have time for a 3-hour tutorial in the movie, Josh. It's a 2-hour movie. We got to go.
Fine, we'll do Twilight Princess. How about that?
So as you could guess, the internet's already been super annoying about this. What was it? Somebody had like their perfect casting, like 12 perfect twinks to cast for Link, and I was like, oh no, I'm not reading this.
Yeah, send me that link.
What about my 12 perfect bears? I want to see the bears that'll play as Link.
Exactly.
Kotaku did a casting, and I kind of liked it, but then they had Matthew Berry in there playing Error, some character from like Zelda 2, and I was like, okay, you guys stop. I love Matthew Berry, but stop, knock it off.
Dude,
Why are they just
I'm
playing
in.
random characters too?
I think this will be fine. You know what? I remember a lot of people were up in arms about the Mario movie for so long, about Chris Pratt voicing Mario, but that kind of came and went. Pratt did fine. Leave Pratt alone.
I still think that's the weakest part. I just think it's still the weakest part. Like, you couldn't find anybody who sounds even remotely close. Like, you pick Chris Pratt.
No one's going to that movie for how Mario sounds.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
also,
agree. They're going for the content. I agree 100%.
yeah, and you got to get away from that, like the old, like, the Italian slur, like, sound too. You can't be like, it's a me. I'm Italian.
It doesn't even have to be the
I'm a
original,
stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Chris Pratt of all people, you couldn't find anybody better.
He probably could have.
Chris Pratt was fine.
I thought he did great.
My only issue with the movie, and again, I'm an adult, this movie's made for kids. My only issue is they use so much slow motion in the movie. It's like, why? Like, I get it. Everything is very fast. It's a fast moving world, but you do not need to. I don't need someone yelling Mario as he's about to get hit by something for the 10th time.
You didn't want to see Donkey Kong slowly ram his banana into Mario in slow mo.
Oh, I rewind that scene.
Can you tell me about that scene? but slow.
In detail, yeah.
Yeah.
He just peels his banana slowly, seductively.
It was a dole banana. It was a DOLE, not a dole banana, a dole banana.
And as he's doing it, it's just playing the Donkey Kong 64 opening theme.
No, it's playing the Donkey Kong Country theme. It's playing the song in the first overworld of Mario of Donkey Kong Country. You know, like when the lightning's going to winna winna winna, and it's like really slow. It gets kind of sad.
That's good.
And he's inserting in. No, I'm stopping the bit right now. Stopping the bit right now. Eric will never want to come back.
No, listen. For episode 100, I think you need to. I want more of this orchestral beatboxing that you're doing, and then more sexy Donkey Kong.
We're gonna get off this episode, and he's gonna be like, "I thought it was very tasteful when you were doing the beatboxing and simulating Mario getting penetrated by a banana."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so far it's my favorite part.
It was a euphemism for love, okay?
So I think in the way the Mario movie was marketed, I think Nintendo has kind of stumbled onto some genius here in that, okay, they named their cast, a year and a half out?
Yeah.
You do the same thing here. You kind of have somebody that raises a stink about it, and then the movie gets here, and they do okay in the movie, and the movie makes buku dolores, and they're like, all right, you sick fucks, you ready for a Metroid movie?
Dude, they've been teasing the Metroid movie for how long now?
They've been teasing a Splinter Cell. I mean, Ubisoft's been like, we're doing a Splinter Cell movie, and they've been saying that for 20 years.
Everybody was doing a movie.
Metal Gear has Oscar Isaac attached, and we're still nothing on it. That's going to be amazing when they do it, by the way. Still think Gary Oldman would make a great Revolver Ocelot. By the way. Hey, it's my turn to do the news. Hey, I've got anything else on Zelda real quick, gentlemen?
I'm good.
It's a story that's already been talked to death, and it hasn't even been 24 hours. So I pulled this last piece of news because I thought this would be relevant to Josh. Eric, I don't know your familiarity with adult games on Steam, but there's a problem, and that is when you are playing them, other people can see that you are playing them.
Yes, that's why I haven't bought any.
Are you talking about, Nick, by chance, Steam working on making your games private?
Yes, Steam will soon let you hide the porn games that you play. Ding, ding,
First
ding,
off,
ding, ding.
You are not a true man or woman if you are that afraid to have your friends and family know what porn game you're playing. I will gladly sit down and say, on a Tuesday night, I come home, I kiss my wife goodnight, and I play Sex with Hitler 3D.
This is why you're not invited to Thanksgiving dinner. You never thought about that?
I'm totally okay with that. I play Sex with Hitler 3D, Thanksgiving edition.
Josh is always like, hey, why can't I be on the interview podcast when you interview people? This is the reason, Josh.
Yeah,
I can be serious, but
when people look you up on Steam and they're like, wait a minute, he only plays like weird hentai games and Sex with Hitler 3D.
This man's fucking Hitler way too much. We've got a problem.
So this is another wonderful article on Kotaku. This is from Isaiah Colbert, who, by the way, I don't know if he did the sub headline here, or you can just hide the fact that you've got Overwatch 2 in your library. Very good, Isaiah. Very good. So yeah, you can basically hide that, and I wonder if they'll work that into where, like, if you buy a game and you're like, I'm good. But then, like, the game, like, they saw that you either looked at it or you bought it, and they're like, "Hey, we're recommending this based off of something else you looked at."
Yeah.
I wonder if you can take that game out of your algorithm and be like, I know I looked at Sex with Hitler. I don't want to see all the other fornication Hitler games anymore. Or if you can, like, ban a tag, because I feel like that would help out a lot.
By the way, this is the first I'm hearing about this Hitler game, and I'm really
intrigued.
I am. I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, do I look it up? But I don't want to get put on any lists.
Okay, so let me explain, like, the most erotic part of Sex with Hitler. Okay, so there's this Hitler is
slowly with the Donkey Kong Country music.
Okay, I was gonna say Hitler. Okay, so the game starts with Hitler tied to a chair, and the lights go out, and the Donkey Kong Country music starts. Boom, 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 boom.
All right. I'm gonna close my eyes for this part.
But then the lights come up and you see Donkey Kong and he's holding a banana and he's standing behind Hitler. And,
All right, I'm getting the game. I'm getting this game.
and then Donkey Kong starts to penetrate Hitler, and that's how we won World War II.
You got those launch codes.
Oh boy. Thankfully, no one listens, right?
Hold on now.
People listen.
You were not doing your country a service by not fucking Hitler.
It's true. I mean, is it like angry? Is it seductive? Is it?
I mean, it's straight up. I mean, it's you put a strap on.
Like, are you making love?
Oh no, it's not making love.
Okay.
You are like you put the strap on and you fuck the shit out of Hitler. You pick the fuck out of him. I mean, at one point he's riding a cowgirl, reverse cowgirl.
All right.
I don't think
There
Hitler
it
knows
is.
what a
This is the
cowgirl
quote.
is.
This is the quote for the
reverse cowgirl.
I don't think I can name an episode Hitler in reverse cowgirl. I'll try it, but YouTube might be like, hey,
Whoa.
hey, this is
Reverse
coming.
cowgirl.
YouTube would be like, this is sounding a little too much like a Proud Boys video. We're not allowing you to post this.
Yeah.
But no, like, why would you be ashamed? Like, I cannot serve our military, but I can thank them by fucking Hitler.
The whole time Josh is singing, and I'm proud to be an American. Oh, the grunts. Oh no. I'm sorry to anyone that's listening with headphones, and I'm so sorry. This has been a very ASMR video.
Oh.
Josh, thank you for pulling the news. Nick, thank you for pulling that awesome news story at the end. And Eric, thank you for contributing to the news as well.
Yeah.
Josh, do you have a meme for us?
Me time.
I sure do.
All right, let's
go
get
bring
to
that
it.
bad boy up.
Meme of the week.
So basically, it's Death knocking on all the doors. He's already killed Golem, Redfall, Skull Island, Rise of Kong, and he's knocking on Call of Duty.
I really do think the issues with Call of Duty is just the fact that it was a expansion, and then they're like, we can turn this into a full-on game.
So
It's ridiculous.
That's fine, but at this point, to me at least, I think we're in an industry where even IPs so big like Lord of the Rings or even King Kong are failing miserably. Like AAA company. I mean, obviously Kong wasn't a AAA company, but all these other companies that have pride themselves in having these huge groups of people working on these games, and it's giving me Game of the Year, and it falls so quickly, and they literally have everything handed to them on a silver platter.
Well, and that's why I think folks on the internet bug the piss out of me when they're like, gaming is dead. Gaming is so dead, guys. It's so dead. They'll see like Modern Warfare 3 be bad, like it's so dead. But the same mouth breathers haven't played great games like Dredge, The Last Spell, Dave the Diver, Little Gator Game, Thirsty Suitors.
No, it's because they're all indies. They just think,
Sex with Hitler.
Sex with Hitler. And there's also a Sex with Hitler 2.5. Anyway.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it blows my mind that people just assume because AAA games or games with huge IPs are failing that the gaming industry is dead. No, it's currently in the indies. Indies are doing the fan service.
And
yeah, I mean, we just talked about it on our last episode that this year has been the best year in terms of the quality of games in 20 years. Like it's crazy. Like as far as like the number of Metacritic scores that have been over 90 this year, it's insane. Like it's crazy. So to say that gaming is struggling or dying, it's not. It's a lot of these companies that come in thinking they can take an IP like Lord of the Rings or King Kong and make a quick buck with it, and then fail miserably. Even big companies like Activision trying to make Modern Warfare 3 a full game when we all know it's just a glorified DLC. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, and I mean the other thing, people look at like all the layoffs this year and they're like, gaming is dying, people are losing their jobs. Sure. Oh my god. And it's like, well, a lot of people, like there was a lot of growth in 2020 when everybody was at home, And this is just the correction of that overstep where everyone was like hiring. And now we're all back into the, I'm not going to say the capitalist gears that grind us. No, this is just, I mean, it's the market kind of correcting itself, not to sound gross about it, but I think
no, it's true. I mean, the cost of gaming is up, and
cost of
and
living
even
in
still,
general.
exactly, yeah, and we've always seen like the industry be fluid in terms of like when a game gets finished, a lot of devs, a lot of testers, they get laid off. I think it's more. I don't know. It's like a hot button issue lately because it's been happening to large companies at a higher scale, but it's always been a thing. It's like you finish a game and then like instead of like immediately going in and work on the next game, like you start with a smaller crew and then like build it out, So it is interesting that it's happening so much, but yeah, I don't know.
It kind of feels like we're in the middle of a reset because, a lot of these devs either getting laid off or going away. Same with games media, though. Like a handful of people are either getting laid off or these media companies are getting shuttered, and then they're going off and doing their own thing, having it through Patreon. And it kind of feels like there's so many of these starting out, which, by the way, I don't have enough money to support all of you on Patreon. I'm sorry. We don't even have one, but like eventually, like, out of all those, like one will stand out, will grow, will get bought up. Those people get laid off, rinse, repeat. So overall, it just makes me think, no, this has been a great year. I think it's right up there with 1998. Like you look back, what was 98? Was 98 the Quake, and it was Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear, or was it 96? I get them mixed up.
I think you're right with 97.
Did you say 97? I said 96 or 98, you ding dong.
Oh.
And you just met me.
You nailed it with 94. You crushed it with 93.
79, just 79.
Real quick before we get to our last thing, I saw that Risk of Rain put a new game out, but I don't know if either of you are Risk of Rain heads, but yeah, me neither. I saw a friend pop up on here playing it, and I was like, oh, they put out a new one? But then I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh, it's like a re-release of the first one, but with stuff from the second one put into it? Fucking weird. It's fucking
Risk of Rain
weird.
Returns?
Yeah, I've never understood that series, but it sounds like people love it. Love what you love.
I picked the second one up and I've tried to play it by myself. It's not fun. I mean, it's fun, but not by myself. You know what I mean?
You can say it. You're just gonna piss off a lot of people who are very, very good at arguing and are very level-headed, very level-headed.
It actually looks kind of fun.
I love that you posed it as a question too. Like, it's not fun. Yeah. Who knows?
I feel the same way about Rain World. I think that was that Adult Swim game that came out that people love, and I'm like, but there are weirdos
Anything
out
with
there.
rain.
There are weirdos out there that are like, oh no, we love this. And then I think about Heavy Rain, which I'm not gonna list off all the Rain games.
I think that's all of them.
We'll come up with one more after the show and be like, oh, we got to get back on. We got to get that in there.
Son of a bitch.
So hey, we got one more segment, and then we're gonna let Eric go because he's like, oh, what time is it? How long have I been talking to these guys? My goodness.
I know. I only brought 2 beers and I drank them both.
Oh, you rookie!
Ridiculous.
You got to pump those numbers.
I'm almost out of water myself.
We're a 4 beer podcast minimum.
I'm seeing that now. Yeah.
No, it's easily a 6-pack.
Actually, we're going to be shorter this week, I think, compared to last week at least. But we were coming back from a 2-week hiatus, so it's going to be a little longer episode, right?
Yeah.
So to finish up the show, Game of the Year is coming up. We're getting a little busier. We're getting things lined up. Like I said, I'm trying to build a website over here. And I thought it would just be cool to check in with everybody and see what was on their gaming to-do list before we get into the thick of it in December when people start doing their Game of the Year stuff. So, Eric, if you want to start, it sounds like you got a long list. So we'll just sit here for an hour and let you just list them off, friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally every game. So I've played a lot of games this year, and I haven't finished a single one of them. So any Baldur's Gate 3, Dave the Diver, Final Fantasy 16, just Spider-Man 2, like anything that, and then I'm hoping come Black Friday to pick up some of these other ones. I want to get Armored Core. I want to get Lords of the Fallen, and add those to my list of games that I need to complete before the end of the year. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know if it's me or what, but like, I think it's this. There's too many games coming out that I'm like, I can never finish anything I start. And it's not just video games; it's my entire life. I need to rethink my entire existence. And I'm glad that you guys brought me to this realization.
You're welcome for that.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Josh, do you want to? What's your laundry list look? You know what, Josh? You think about it. You look like you're thinking about it.
I'm looking. I'm just looking at the stacks of games over here to my right. I'll just move my camera real quick so you guys can see all these games.
Jeez Louise.
That's just the start of the PlayStation. That's not including any of the digital games I have on there. That's not including Steam. Hell, speaking of Steam Deck, when I finally get that back, I'll finally get back to my retro games, which there is a cool little website, retroachievements.com, where you can tie it into your emulator and you can actually go back and play your old games with achievements.
You're fucking sick, man.
That's pretty cool.
You're fucking sick.
It is very cool.
You need help.
I need help. Yes.
You need
I need
help,
help.
sir.
It's bad.
This is an intervention, Josh. No, you do not get achievements for coming to this intervention.
Damn it. Do I get an achievement for not showing up?
No.
Damn. I there's a lot to do. If I had to pick my top 3 things I want done, Dead Space, Armored Core, Spider-Man.
Okay.
I want 100% all 3 of them, get them off my deck, because already I've beaten Dead Space, but I'm obviously playing it again. Spider-Man 2 is like the top of my list because I hate spoilers, and that's all I see right now is spoilers for it. And Armored Core, I just absolutely love mechs fighting each other. Loved it since Gundam Wing back in the old Toonami days, but
Hell yeah.
I need it. I need me some Armored Core, and I'm absolutely loving it. I just stopped because of Dead Space and Spider-Man.
It's a good list.
There's always like a new game that comes out. That's the problem, right?
Yes.
Like you'd be loving Armored Core, and then it's like something new comes out. It's like give me like a couple weeks.
Give me a month. Like I feel like when I finally got Armored Core, like I know Armored Core has been out for a while, but when I finally got a hold of it, so I didn't have to drop $60 on it, I only had like a couple weeks before Spider-Man came out. I'm a grown boy. I got work. I got bills to pay, mouths to feed.
That's how I felt with that's how I felt with Baldur's Gate 3, because I kept convincing myself I'm going to finish this game and then I'm going to hop into Armored Core 6. I'm going to do it, and it just
Never happened.
Moron.
Yeah, that was the reason I didn't buy Armored Core when it first came out, because I'm like, dude, I'm right in the middle of Baldur's Gate 3. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get around to this. I'm like, I'll wait for a sale. Now, hopefully, I could get on sale.
I'm sure you'll find it.
Black
Friday
for like
Friday.
$50.
Yeah, I'm hoping for 40, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, that's I'm picturing it. I'm trying to will it into existence, but we'll see.
Let's see. So I've got a handful here, and I'm talking about video games. Gisant is one. Gisant is a game that came out, I want to say it was last week, on Halloween, and this is the indie where you are just climbing a mountain, and the controls are like the right trigger is your right arm, the left trigger is your left arm, and you're just like climbing that way, and you tie yourself off with tethers and everything. Hey, we said tether twice in the podcast. Look at us go. We're on our way up. So that looks like a lot of fun. I think it's only like a 2 or 3 hour game. So let's see. How long to beat is giving me 4 hours here. So I want to do that. I want to at least start Psychonauts 2 so I can talk more about the documentary that came out earlier this year and drive Josh batshit crazy during Game of the Year when he's like, "Why are we talking about a movie? Why?"
Unless it's a Metroid movie, I want to hear nothing of it.
Alan Wake 2. It sucks that it's only on Epic. I know I'm a champion of saying buy stuff outside of Steam. You don't need your games all in one spot. If it was on GOG, I'd buy. If it was on GOG, I'd buy it. If it was on Microsoft's thing right now, I'd buy it. But It's on Epic Game Store, so I would have to buy it there. But I think I'm going to. And I'm going to play through that. The few games that I have left to review, like Thirsty Suitors. I just realized I still need to play Lies of P.
Lies of P, that's another one. That's another one I want to get back to. I was having a blast with that game, and then I'm like, I completely forgot about it.
I played the first hour and just fell off. Like you, I want to get back to Baldur's Gate 3 if I can. I mean, I have a pretty good impression of that game, but when it comes to like, story beat categories that we have for Game of the Year, I'm like, I feel like I need a few more story beats that it will really stand out to me. Because the only thing that's really like that I really remember from it, my time with it, is the first conflict between the tiefling refugees and then the Deirdricks, not the Bob Deirdricks.
That would be terrifying.
The druids, and getting and then messing with the trolls, like the trolls and all the encampment over there that's trying to push them out. Like that's a very memorable segment of the game. And just because obviously because it's early, but there's so much you can do, and there's so many little interesting character moments. And I think, let me double check one more spot. Oh, fuck. How could I forget this? I actually have this list over here. I want to go back and beat Humanity, which is one of my favorite puzzlers of the year. I'm only about I think I'm more than halfway through, actually. Dredge. Dredge was one that I played.
Dredge. Yes, me too, dude.
Much. My daughter was born in February, and I was like, you know what? I need to buy myself a game for being a new dad again. It was my second kid. But I was like, yes, I'm buying Dredge. And I played so much of it. And then I think Dave the Diver came out during that point somewhere. And I just fell off of it so hard. So I really want to go back and beat Dredge. Dredge is a beautiful game. There's just so much to it. Fuck, I forgot Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2. See, this is a problem. This is a problem.
Rabbit hole.
This is terrible. I don't like it. I don't want to do this anymore. And then one more game, and then that Mars game I was thinking of earlier is called Fort Solace, by the way. If you're still listening, you're like, yes, they called back to it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The person that was screaming at the mic or at the radio, like, it's Fort Solace, you piece of shit.
But then there's another person that's like, what was it? What was it? God damn it, tell me what was it? Planet of Lana was another one. That one just kind of came and went. It's a little cute little indie. Plays exactly like Limbo. Like has the character has the same weight to them, same movement styles. Beautiful game so far. My whole village got abducted by aliens, and then I turned the game off and just never returned to it. So I need to go back to it. But that is my long-winded list of games I need to finish for 2023. It was between this and talking about the Game Award category nominees. But turns out those don't come out until Monday when this episode goes up. So, Josh, we have something to talk about in the live episode.
Oh, yes, we do.
Hey, guys, look at that. Look at that. We made it to the end of the episode. Everybody, thank you for chilling with us. Let's go through our normal little housekeeping here at the end. You can find me on Twitter or X at That Kaufman. You can find me on Twitch or YouTube at NickFatKnight. You can also find my reviews on Game Chronicle. Thirsty Suitors and Slay the Princess should be my newest that are up there. By the time you are hearing this, go check them out. Unloop's on there too. Unloop's another fun one. And the website, keep an eye out for the website. That will hopefully be going up soon. Josh, where can the people find you?
Yep, you can find me just about anywhere at I'm Josh Sang. And you can find me on Game Chronicles as well with reviews. I just put up the Ebenezer and the Invisible World review. It's just a Metroidvania with the Ebenezer, the Charles Dickens spin.
Scrooge.
Give me a spoiler. A spoiler on the review. Was it good?
Nah, it was fun in some spots, but it just got very repetitive.
I'm looking for more Christmas games.
It's nice because we get a Christmas game up for the holidays, but at the same time, I was like, it could have been better. Like, you could have maybe diversified a little bit with some of the stuff, their skills, but it was fun. I enjoyed Metroidvanias, and it was a different taste, but I feel like the story was like the least appealing part of the whole entire game, personally.
Noted. Anywhere else people can find you, Josh?
No, just anywhere I'm just saying, you'll find me.
Okay. Hey, you'll find him. He won't be saying a lot, though. Eric, where can the people find you if they want to read what you're doing or hear your voice or see your wonderful beard?
All right. Yeah. Check us out on YouTube. The channel is called Pop Culture Playground. You can find Gaming News Weekly there every Monday. I don't even need to do a show this week. I'm just going to post this show on our YouTube because we're going to talk about the same shit. But you could also find our other show, First Eps, there, where we talk about brand new streaming series. We review the first episode. And then, you could, anywhere podcasts are found, you can find both of those there, Gaming News Weekly and First Eps. And then Instagram, TikTok, both of those as well.
And when do First Ep episodes go up? What day of the week?
Those usually go up when we deign to put one out on Wednesdays. You can find those. So it's all it really is dependent on, if there's something good that came out this week. Sometimes I'm just like, listen, I'm not watching another terrible television show, so we're not doing a show this week. So yeah.
I'm gonna go get that added.
We'll let you know.
I'm going to go get that added into my podcast feeds, and I'm going to see what terrible shows you've had to suffer through, sir.
Yeah, it's been rough. I'm hoping for, brighter skies going forward. We tried to do spooky shows for spooky season, and there really wasn't much other than the Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix, which was a fantastic show. And then there was some ghost hunting shows, and it was meh.
House of Usher, that's the new, is that Mike Flanagan?
The new Mike Flanagan. Yeah. And we were supposed to do Blue Eye Samurai this week, but the guy I record with had something to do. So just note, Blue Eye Samurai is an amazing show, and I recommend it. Go watch it. It's an anime about a samurai.
I keep seeing so much about that, and I'm like, I need to go check it out.
Dude, it's fantastic.
It's popped up every website I go onto. I'm like, I think the internet wants me to go look at this.
Yeah, it's very violent, very mature, great animation, and really good acting. So yeah, it's a great show.
I'm adding it to my list, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna call you up, sir.
Yo, please. I look forward to the conversation.
Thank you, Eric. Smashing Game Time, you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts. The Apple, the Spotify, the Podbean, I believe. Overcast, I know for a fact we're over there. We're also on YouTube. Come look at our beautiful faces. We do look great, I promise. Oh, Josh. We're also over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We've slowed down a little bit on the TikToks. It was just draining me, you guys. It was draining me. I saw what was going viral on there, and I was like, I don't want to be popular with these people.
I know how to fix it.
I can fix you.
We're just going to put a little game at the bottom of our stuff. It works.
And it has nothing to do with what we're saying.
Yeah.
We could be having a heart to heart or talking. I don't think the Hitler stuff's going to go on TikTok. I don't think they'll allow it.
No, they have hard. There's a hard no for that.
It's a hard no. Even if we put someone playing Donkey Kong Country at the bottom, and he's got
them, might go. I mean, there's a lot of bleeping. I think you'd be fine. In
that game when you go into a room and or at the end of it, there's that room with all the bananas in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those bananas have been in Hitler. Just saying. Hey, I interrupted myself with that Hitler anecdote, but Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. Go find Smashing Game Time over there. I promise we'll keep it clean over on the socials for all you guys. And as always, we are Trident to Network Podcast. Go check out our siblings if they still associate with us after the things that have come out of our dirty mouths. Thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. We have his SoundCloud down in the show notes. Go check it out. Stay tuned to the show. We'll have our 100th episode next week. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to do an in-person one for that, so that'll be a nice little change up from looking at each other in boxes. And then the following week, we'll have an interview with the developer of Slay the Princess. That'll be another fun one. And hey, we're ramping up to Game of the Year. It's going to be here before we know it. Josh and I are already sweating bullets about it. I am a little bit. It's a lot of production. But hey, This has been Smashing Great. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, this has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you all had a smashing great time. I'll see each and every one of you next time.